Oh yeah, y'all wanna see me go? Y'all wanna see me dead?
Some might hear these lines and think about Drake's ops in terms of rappers, but this is also reminiscent of what Drake alleged in his lawsuit against UMG.
I wonder how long it take him to count out 2,000 million.
So again, in relation to the lawsuit, you can do the math. Drake is talking about the label counting out $2 billion. Now, is this a figure he's hoping to get? Super max deals, right? Drake comes to a stop, and the next big location is to Torretta del Nuovo Macello. I know I'm terrible at these names, trust me. The scene takes place at a small restaurant in Milan, a spot known for its quality Italian cuisine. A table is
Bridal Path Mansion, a payphone booth. Remember those?
Is this like a subliminal message from Drake? I don't know, but a phone booth is where you would go to avoid wiretaps.
Paulie hated phones. He wouldn't have one in his house.
Made guy flipped about 10 years ago and he got busted for peddling H.
The scene then switches to the Baciophilia Casalanza. I'm so bad at this, bro. It's here where we get a yellow and blue backdrop with a few old timers playing bocce ball. Now, bocce in particular is a game that takes time and patience. It's not a fast action sport. Players take time to measure angles and plan their shots well in advance. With this Iceman rollout, Drake has been playing the long game. There are many clues that the title of Iceman has been in the works since 2003, and we saw Iceman references on the Plot Twist Instagram account just weeks after his beef with Kendrick ended.
Y'all put it in the front.
And into what's being concealed. He emerges with a completely different outfit, and this is a new identity, one that represents Drake playing along with the game. And I think this is
For my man, that guy.
I mean, we're jumping ahead, but you can't listen to the old no more? Like,
It's not the same.
it's not the same.
All
Yeah.
that shit,
It's
that's the
been
problem.
corrupted.
Damn.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like
Tinged.
he's stepping on his own dope.
For years, Drake stood tall as one of the present-day kings of hip-hop, excelling in the commercial lane like few have ever done before or since. Plus, he was battle-tested, even boasting an emphatic win over Meek Mill when they squared off. And even when he took a definitive L to Pusha T during their beef in 2018, he kept it hip-hop and bounced back, portraying himself as a student of the game.
I study rap battles for a living. Now, when you mention defenseless people who are sick in the hospital that passed away, that really sent me to a place where, I just believed then and believe now that there's just a price that you have to pay for that.
Then Kendrick Lamar came along. After throwing out some bait with Like That, a battle ensued.
Wanna be on Rockefeller, then I turn into Jay.
Sorry, Mr. Drizzy, for so much y'all talk. Silly me rapping about that I really bought.
And that's around the time that your idols become your rivals. You make friends with Mike, but gotta AI him for your survival.
I had Benzes for you had braces.
My favorite rappers either lost it or they ain't alive.
Y'all kill X, let Cinnamon live. Streets is done.
His quest to control the way he's viewed by the masses is certain commentators having plenty to say about him. Because of this, his dynamics with those who make their living from commentating on the music, movies, and mishaps of rappers have been a little complicated to say the least. Sometimes warranted, other times less so.
I really don't know. I think me and Drake will always have a love-hate relationship. It's like Skip Bayless and LeBron James. Even though he's great, I'll never really have anything too good to say about him.
Granted, he did seem to have a lot of love for people like the UK's Tim Westwood and Canada's Nardwuar.
You know how good my London accent is?
Oh, dude, when you were going...
These guys came up to me like, yo, dog, you know what?
I said the other day on this podcast, I miss the Drake that starts the waves, not hops on other waves. And I'll say it again. I miss Drake that pushes the fucking agenda.
In the aftermath, Drake sent some lines in Joe's direction on No Shopping with French Montana, spitting, "I'm not a one-hit wonder, they know all my stuff. You let me turn into the guy that you almost was." Left feeling disrespected, this would spawn full diss tracks from Budden in Making a Murderer and Woke. Not to mention Drake fans infamously invading Joe's home and getting chased down the street by him.
And because I'm super petty in my head and had absolutely nothing better to do on a Sunday, I said, and because I'm a little off sometimes, I said, I'm gonna catch one of them and I'm gonna bring them in here and I'm gonna beat their fucking ass. For adult people. I miss the Drake that was rapping for the rappers. I miss the Drake that when he dropped, the rappers hit him. About you and Kai Cenat, that's gonna sound like, hey, go find some your fucking age. Hang out with them.
Get some of that sauce.
But instead of acknowledging that Joe maybe had a point, Drake responded by flaunting his wealth. You left music behind to do what you are doing in this clip because this is what actually pays your bills. You switch careers because the things that pop into your brain had you broke living check to check. And the raps you write had 450 men showing up to your shows in dusty Nietzsche jeans to screw up their face to Mood Music 29 and pretend you are the GOAT. To any artist that's doing what they feel is right, don't let these opinions affect your mindset after the fact. This guy is the poster child of frustration and surrendering. If you need to put it in simpler terms, Drizzy concluded, I own a 767. He owns a modest house in the 973 and flies first class on special occasions. From there, it just continued to get worse. Them have dated back for years. When he first came out the gate, the Breakfast Club hosts always targeted him for being soft.
There's 3 sexual orientations out here. It's gay, straight, and Drake. And Drake is just a whole different type of breed. It don't got nothing to do with nothing other than he's just a different type of breed, man. Drake's used to people laughing at him and talking about him behind his back from high school. So that was the who's laughing at me post. I hear y'all laughing at me. Y'all supposed to be my friends. I think Drake can rap, you know what I'm saying? I think he can rap. He's a dope rapper. But I hate when he sings. And I just think personally, he's a corny guy.
And whether he'd admit it now or not, this hurt a young, less calloused Drake's feelings.
Get in the car the next morning, turn on like Power 105, and hear some nerd telling them that I'm gay, or they have pictures of me, or that to me is like, why, man? Like, for what? You know, why are you using your job to tear me down? Like, you're a real fucking loser, you know? Sorry. And I don't bother anybody. I'm not a foul artist, you know. I'm not out here looking for trouble. I try and make beautiful music, try and be a positive role model. That's it, man.
Market, and of course, trend farming. Any artist, no matter how big, could become a victim, such as Beyonce, who called on Drake to help her with a dance album she was working on. Aubrey would be honored, and would show it by rushing his team together to put out his own dance at a pace even R&B royalty couldn't contest.
But I got 10 G's here that says you will love mine. And if for any reason you don't like my music, 10 G's is yours. Now I work hard for my money. My mama always told me that if there was anything I ever really believed in, just go all out for it. This is all I got. Just come play the game, Drake. But keep in mind, I can't lose.
Y'all niggas know who to call when you want that fire shit.
Yo, that video is crazy corny, but I respect it. So there's a lot to digest here, so I'm gonna just try to keep it simple. Back in 2010, Tory made this video and offered Drake $10K basically just to hear his music. He was young as fuck at the time, and $10K is definitely a lot of money. Shit, I don't care how old you are. $10K just for someone to hear your shit? That's pretty bold. But Drake never responded. They go their separate ways, doing their thing. He kinda sent some subliminals to Drake in this Sway in the Morning freestyle too.
Yes, I know these niggas about to act scary. T.O. nigga only spitting without the Blackberry.
So you know Tory himself is from Toronto, right? Whatever. So years go by. It's 2015. Drake is popularizing the term the Six, views from the Six God, etc., etc. And apparently Tory wasn't having it, tweeting this out like, this whole calling the Toronto Six thing, it's not cool, bro. Meanwhile, he was calling Toronto the Six himself in a couple songs, but I digress.
I'm feeling like I'm the realest nigga out in the city. I ride through the 6 and the 7, my bitches is famous.
Tory even named his mixtape that came out in December of 2015 The New Toronto. So Drake finally was like, you know what? Alright, I'ma respond this time, dropping the song Summer 16 in early 2016, sending shots at Tory.
All you boys in the New Toronto wanna be me a little. You was never gang, you was never one of us.
Says that Meek is struggling to go gold.
Done doing favors for people, cause it ain't like I need the money I make off a feature. I see you niggas having trouble going gold.
On the third verse, Drake responds to rumors about hooking up with Nicki Minaj.
Rumor has it I either fucked her or never could.
Meek reacted to the track later that night on Twitter, writing, "Baby lotion soft." I can tell he wrote that one though. Later that night, Meek Mill would respond to Drake, dissing him during a performance on Nicki Minaj's Pink Print tour while at a stop in Brooklyn.
When it comes to this real shit, Trey Tyson. remixing Carti's older songs or them working on official releases together, the two have had many collaborations in the past. However, in recent times, it seems like Carti has been sending some sly shots at Drake. And with him now having Drake's biggest enemy 3 times on his new album, it's clear the two have had a rift in their relationship.
For the storm that was coming in 2024. In April of 2024, Metro Boomin and Future's album We Still Don't Trust You, a sequel to the aptly named We Don't Trust You, there's a song that features The Weeknd called All to Myself. Keep in mind, We Don't Trust You and We Still Don't Trust You were both filled with disses towards Drake. In it, The Weeknd sings about how he's grateful for not signing his life away and how there are leaks in Drake's operation. Here's what he said. They can never diss my brothers when they got leaks in their operation. I thank God that I never signed my life away. And we never do the big talk. They should be making TikToks, got us laughing in the Lambo. Yeah, I promise that I got your back. The first lines refer to the OVO sweatshop rumors and how The Weeknd is grateful that he didn't sign with them, as he would have faded into oblivion, much like the rest of the artists signed to Drake right now. So he clearly believes that he would never have gained the fame and recognition that he has today with OVO. He also references Drake's longtime friend, former bodyguard, and OVO signed artist, Baka Not Nice, who happens to make a lot of TikToks. So we can find, and when you boys got rich, you had to run from it. Cash blowing Abel's bread, out here tricking, shit we do for bitch, he doing for men. Jets, whips, chains, wicked, wicked, wicked. Men like you trying to boy you trippin', boy you trippin'. Oh, and called him a sissy, while also alleging that he had problems with substance abuse. And honestly, at this point, Cash XO has been dissed just as many times as The Weeknd, which is kind of funny. But here was the most shocking event of the entire beef. On May 8th, 2 a.m., in the very rich neighborhood of Bridle Path, Toronto, where Drake's mansion resides, a occurred.
Not clear if Drake is in the home or was in the home last night, Natasha.
However, a security guard was wounded and had been rushed to the hospital.
Source has told CBC News the person that was shot was a security guard.
Of course, this being in the middle of the beef between Drake and various other artists resulted in a lot of media attention, and it was inevitable for this to be
music. Based on my research, it looks like a lot of her catalog is with UMG. And Drake is pairing this legendary artist's music with scenes of the castle, a place that owns all the legendary art that I mentioned earlier. Then we see the shot of Legacy on the table and the Mother Abu statue, which represents greed. This is a powerful statement because UMG is collecting legacy art and culture like baseball cards, and if Drake's allegations are true, they're willing to do whatever it takes to assume that ownership.
Classics I keep scribbling, lights in the universal building just keep flickering.
You know, he really starts to talk his shit. Like, you know, am I staying or am I going? Like, the lights are starting to flicker. I'm keeping the lights on here.
Who the CEO of Universal? They mistaken. Cause Google saying Lucian, but that just doesn't make sense.
Lucian don't make sense. He's not making the money. It's me.
Who filling up the piggy bank? Who bringing home the bacon?
Who's bringing in the bacon? Like, the guys in the gallery, they all know who it is. However, because of corporate greed, it's almost certain they'll never give Drake what he truly wants. That's why when the ponytail man reaches for the bag, Drake pulls it back and holds it tighter. It's at this moment that another Pinocchio emerges, and I will reveal who I think this is soon, but notice the moment this Pinocchio arrives, Drake decides to leave. Remember, Drake is expecting the bullshit. Next, we see the Iceman truck again, and Drake enters a private club in Milan called Apophis. As you could see, here are some photos that they posted to their Instagram page. This is where Drake performs a new song with Yeet called Doghouse with Julia Wolf. Now remember, all these people calling him a pedophile and all this bullshit. He had to do that to catch him in the trap. What's even crazier about this is remember that girl from earlier who sat back and she's watching those clips of him at this same fireplace. Well, this very freestyle starts out with a woman.
I'm recording.
I'm completely like we can't understate how fucking crazy this is. This is fucking nuts. This is nuts. Like, that freestyle came out in January, and he deliberately leaked it, but never on his own channels. Like, this has never been an official Drake post. It came out of nowhere, and then it now it's up on the plot twist, but it's never been officially affiliated with Drake. I wonder why that is.
I promise I've been thinking before y'all. I barely get tired, I'm rarely inspired.